Well, hidey ho there, everybody. It's your old pal Major. Once again, here we are at the Square the Circle music channel. Welcome back. For anyone that has never been here before, welcome to my living room. Here in my living room, we talk about circles and squares and music appreciation, vinyl record collecting, that kind of thing. If you're not into that, get the fuck out of here. You're in the wrong place. Head over to Instagram. Check me out there. You can find me at Square the Circle Records on Instagram. Give me a follow and say what's up. I post there on generally a daily basis, and just highlighting the stuff that I'm spending that morning while I'm enjoying my coffee, that kind of thing. So yeah, scroll down the history of my videos. Check out all my videos. I've been on YouTube for a year now, so there's lots of cool content to check out there, especially speaking of, roughly I'd say about a week ago, I posted a contest video. So head down there, check out my contest video, watch and follow along. There's instructions, comment in my thing, give me a subscribe, post a video on your channel. That kind of like helps me out, kind of gets some more traffic flowing through so I can get some more subs and some more likes. And I'm trying to get 500 subs. 500 subs by May 1st. I think I can do it with your help from the vinyl community. So thank you all very much. There's my spiel. Tonight, doing something super fun that I started doing recently. So this is going to be the second episode of an installment that I call Tales from the Thrift. I get to highlight all the cool junk that I found at the thrift store. So nothing too unique and cool. I'm sure a lot of people do these types of videos, but yeah, it's really fun to kind of just see what people find. I like to tune into these types of videos, and so you get to sit with me now and watch what I found at the junk store. My kids let me out of the house today. It was my birthday today. I turned 42 years old today, and so I got to spoil myself a little bit. Got to hang out with some family, got to eat too much food, and I thought, hey, middle of the day, I don't work on Sundays. My kids are old enough now, they can stay at home alone for a few hours. I said, toodaloo, kids, go to hell. I'm heading out. I'm going to the junk stores. And they said, whatever, Dad, shut the fuck up. And so I did. And it was great. I found some awesome stuff. Let's check it out, shall we? First, I'll bring up, unfortunate today, I wasn't able to find any cool cassettes. I like digging through the cassettes a lot. I still play the shit out of some cassette tapes. It's awesome. You can still get them 2 for $1, 5 for $1 some places. Didn't have any luck with the cassettes today, unfortunately. It happens. But I found some really cool compact discs. First of which would be a best of album, which I'm not against. I'm not anti best of. I got a greatest hits by Motorhead. Pretty fucking sick. It's in perfect condition. Yeah, nothing's missing. Everything's all shiny, like it's brand spanking new. Super neat. Love Motorhead. Supercharged. Fuck your face, rock and roll. God rest Lemmy's soul. Fucking legend. So yeah, this is chock full, dude. There's fucking 20 songs on here. Pretty cool. A lot of their songs are only like a couple minutes long, but yeah, Essential Noise. Noise with a Z. Yeah, by Motorhead. Very cool. Another cool CD that I found. So I love the shit out of her. I've never heard this album. I'm a bad fan. But yeah, it's an early 90s album by Kate Bush. Never heard of it. So I'm really excited to crack it open and get intimate with it. It's called The Red Shoes, 1993. Yeah, love the shit out of her. She's magnificent. So excited about this one. Yeah, clean as a whistle. So yeah, 1993, The Red Shoes by Kate Bush. That shall be enticing, I'm sure. And lastly, when it comes to the the CDs. This was really fucking cool for me because I had this a long time ago, almost, almost 20 years ago. I bought it when it first came out. Really cool, kind of, really kind of off the beaten path, strange sound. I mean, back in the early 2000s, this was kind of a unique, cool thing that was going on. What people called indie rock, which is such a ridiculous, fucking, stupid term for music in a genre. Basically, just alternative rock music. But everything that was kind of being pumped out of the Pacific Northwest into everybody's brains. People just like to lump into some weird category called indie rock when a vast majority of these bands were anything but. They were not independent artists. They were with, huge record labels. So this being one of those bands, they were on Sub Pop. But kind of a mishmash of a few famous faces, one of which being the very famous frontman for the band Modest Mouse, Isaac Brock. And so this was one of those cool collaborative projects that he included himself with, called Ugly Casanova. Ugly Casanova actually being the name of the publishing rights, company or whatever that he created to, whatever, it's his company. It's just called Ugly Casanova Records or whatever. And yeah, this band is cool. Or the album called Sharpen Your Teeth. Sharpen Your Teeth. This came out in 2004, I believe. Pardon me, 2002. So it is 20 years old this year. Yeah, laundry list of really, really cool, intriguing Americana kind of mixed with just like, you can imagine anything that Isaac Brock sings vocals and maybe plays a little guitar on. It can be some pretty like outlandish, pretty wild shit. But this kind of being more, like I said, kind of Americana, roots, country-ish stuff, but then totally flipped on its head. And a lot of these tunes are very kind of avant, crazy, kind of reminiscent of what Tom Waits was doing, like in the 90s when he was on the Anti label. Stuff like that. Really, really cool. Really cool band. Really interesting listen. So yeah, check out Ugly Casanova, Sharpen Your Teeth. Really stoked to find a copy of this. Cool, kind of artsy Americana out of the Pacific Northwest. So yeah. Them's were my CDs that I found today. Pretty sweet. So, all right, more goods from the tales of the thrift. I love digging. It was such a peaceful day, and believe it or not, on a Sunday afternoon, it was just pouring fucking down rain here in Oregon all day long. We're having kind of a bit like the last 2 weeks, what is called an atmospheric river. I don't know if many of you folks around the country have ever really heard that term, because you probably don't get a lot of that where you're from. But an atmospheric river is quite literally what it sounds like. It's, we get torrentially, completely dumped upon for days at a time. So much to where, this is a temperate rainforest here in the Pacific Northwest. And it just drenches everything, fills up the rivers, and everything starts flooding. People's backyards float away and shit. It's pretty cool. So yeah, it's a great day to be hanging out in the thrift stores all fucking day long. I was chit-chatting with homeboy from the UK, John Bellamy. Man, shout out, everyone go over to John Bellamy's page and check out his page. He's a cool cat. We were chit-chatting about charity shops and thrift stores, and here in the States, they can be the size of a warehouse, which is really cool. And unfortunately, America being the throwaway piece of shit bullshit culture that we are, everything's planned obsolete, and everyone just throws everything away, and no one learns how to fix anything anymore. Yeah, you get warehouse sized. There's literally secondhand stores on every fucking corner in this city. It's pretty cool. So yeah, blah blah blah. Sorry about that. I get to chit-chatting sometimes. Let me wet my whistle here real quick. Yum. Okay. Here's my vinyl finds, because I know that's what you guys really want to see. I've had this before. A lot of things inevitably make their way into the back of the house, where they get put into a big giant box that goes to the record shows, and I sling at record shows. This was one of those, but it was really cool to discover, and it still gives me a lot of joy when I spin it. And when I come across it, I always, if I see a creamy copy of it, I buy it. So it's kind of a funny little happenstance. I run into this album every couple years, and I always buy it. It always sells, and then I end up buying it again. I found another copy of California Bloodlines today by John Stewart. Yeah, really cool, laid back, country, folk, Americana stuff. He's kind of really more of an underrated kind of voice, more on kind of an unknown kind of voice in the way of 60s and 70s Americana folk country. So yeah, everyone check out this one, California Bloodlines. It's a really cool fucking album. Smooth dude. Love his voice. He's got a great voice. Reminiscent of Chris Christopherson. And the kind of his kind of whole vibe is that just kind of cool hippie cowboy kind of vibe. Yeah, I'm stoked to find that. Some more excellent vinyl that I found today. I can't believe some of these were just, I mean, all of them are, you know, playable shape, obviously, but some of them are really, really clean, which is always a pleasure to find. Something that's, you know, that I can play on, like, on my nice cartridge, you know, and I don't have to keep the junk cartridge on the player all the time. Yeah, always stoked when I come across anything by Ravi Shankar, and his this isn't the Three Ragas album. This is, no, it's just called Ravi Shankar in New York. Very similar to that famous album that he did, just it's called Three Ragas. Yeah, love the shit out of this guy. I could listen to this shit all the time. He's got his tabla player with him, the same dude, pretty much the same dude that was always touring with him and making albums with him in the 60s and 70s. So yeah, really fucking stoked to come across this on the Liberty label, I think, right? No, just World Pacific it's called. The World Pacific label. I've never even heard of it. But, you know, really great shape. Yeah. Love finding stuff like this. Love me some Ravi Shankar and some magical sitar. I love putting that stuff on in the morning when my kids wake up all fucking smoky-eyed and they come out and they're like, "What is this, Dad? What are we listening to? What is this instrument?" They love it. Here's another one that's a little bit more my style, what you guys might expect from a guy like me. Not that I'm a huge jazz head, but I fucking love drumming. And Buddy Rich, one of the most legendary jazz drummers of all time. And his big swing face, this album, which I've had it again, I've had it a couple times in my life, but all the horrible fucking photography that's on this, it's like, who did the fucking photography for this album shoot? It's fucking god awful. On the Pacific Jazz label. Yeah, all in really great shape, gatefold, everything looks good. What a great find. The wax, it's super great condition. You know, a lot of these have just real minor superficial scuffs, but fuck, not even. Most of them are just in really, really great shape. Yeah, I had a really good day at the store today. So that's that. Big swing face. Yeah, I'm gonna show her my big swing face. Fucking terrible photography. But yeah, the drumming is amazeballs. Fucking amazeballs. This band, I've had at least 2 of their 3 most popular albums. I don't know if they made any more than 3. I've never really researched these guys. I don't remember where they're from. I think they're German. But something tells me they might also be like, you know, a few of them maybe from Canada, and then the others are from somewhere in Europe. But fuck me, whatever. I think Lake is rad. Lake is really fun to listen to, really interesting. You know, just kind of like moderate kind of soft rock, but also has some kind of proggy moments, minor proggy moments, but just like, you know, it's very like laid back, kind of soft rock from the late 70s, you know, similar to what you guys like about like Steely Dan and what you guys like about, you know, that kind of stuff. You know, I can appreciate kind of like laid back, groovy, soft rock with some prog influence. So yeah, I like Lake. I've had their first album before, the one with like this, it's got like a sink or a tub on it, and it's like overflowing with water. All three of their albums have like the same artist that does the same type style of art. So it's hard to remember exactly which one's which in the lineup. But they just had like 3 back-to-back albums that were all pretty fucking fantastic. So yeah, check out like I said, just kind of fun, moderate 70s rock with very, very slight tinges of some progressive rock elements. Pretty cool. Stoked to come across this. And another one, some hippie music. I doubt there will be a lot about this album that I'll thoroughly enjoy, but I'm always down to just really kind of open myself up and open my heart up, open my head up, give everything a chance. This should at least, you know, be an interesting listen. I've never listened to this before. I've never seen it before. It's the Sufi dance and song record. Beautiful art. These 2 amazing Sufi hippie people getting their dance on. This was just an independent press, I'm assuming, from some people, some group, the Rainbow Bridge Distribution Company in San Francisco. Some weirdo cult motherfuckers in the 70s just doing their whole thing. But yeah, I've never heard of it. I've never seen it. It's worth a shot. See, there might be some interesting music on it. I don't know. The Sufi dance and song book has all sorts of elaborate instructions on all of their dance stylings and all the tunes. I'm looking forward to reading about these folks. I'm not incredibly familiar with what Sufism really is. I've read some things about it. Certainly no scholar on a lot of things, but yeah, this will be fun to sit down and kind of take me to another land. Okay, another really exciting, very exciting find for me, because I love dearly this artist, this composer, this is basically one of the godfathers of contemporary electronic music. And I love all his albums. Everyone has seen his albums everywhere. The art, you know, on the cover style is really intriguing and cool on all of them. I remember loving it and seeing it as a child and just like really being fascinated. But this is also one of my favorite albums by him because his choice of selections in the music that he covers and kind of twists and turns and makes it his own style, his own electronic style. He's known for taking classical pieces, and I love, this is one of my favorite classical pieces of all time, the legendary Bolero by Ravel. Beautiful cover art, and again, you know, everyone knows how cool Isao Tomita is. Yeah, Tomita likes to take classical pieces and really kind of like twist them and really make them really cool, you know, just kind of like a strange sonic trip, you know, through electro land. And yeah, everything the guy does is pretty genius. So it's pretty. I don't have this one. Again, I have before many times, but you know, all of his LPs are really easy to get a hold of, and they're very affordable. But you know, to find them in the wild for only $2 is really, it's nice for me, for guys like me. So yeah, scored on that one. I really like the one he does. The snowflakes are dancing. He does all the, oh, who is it? The French composer. Anyway, yeah, he does a lot of them. He's done, you know, the whole Holst Suite of the Planets, a bunch of Mussorgsky, Tchaikovsky. He's done it all. He's just pretty badass. I love me some Tomita. Another cool kind of avant weird one. I've never seen this or heard of this. I just bought it because the cover art was amazing, and I had never seen anything like it. On the Verve label, pretty cool, weird jazz by a guy named Kai Winding. He's a tromboner. I'm not sure exactly what those boners like to be called. I just call them boners. Interesting trombone player. This is kind of like your quintessential mid-60s kind of just like cocktail, almost kind of cocktail jazz, but a little more unique, a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit kind of like more down-tempo, more kind of experimental and weird and kind of psychedelic jazz, like psychedelic white boy jazz. You know what I mean? Really interesting. Cover art's really fucking cool. I assumed anything on the Verve label is going to be, you know, legit. The wax is like, you know, this is like fucking super heavy duty, 200 gram, I'm assuming. Really cool to find this. And yeah, the music is kind of bizarre. I think it's kind of cool. It's got that really intriguing electronic keyboard instrument. I can never remember what it's called, so I need to find out. But yeah, it's a synthesizer developed by the French in the 60s called an onduline. Onduline? I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but it's really a really interesting, cool, and you've all heard it many times. It made its appearance in a lot of like European jazz and just kind of interesting kind of avant-garde things. But it also made its way into modern pop music in the 60s. But yeah, there's a lot of that on here, like I said, with just some kind of interesting kind of down-tempo cocktail jazz, kind of psychedelic jazz a little bit. It's really fucking weird, and it's really fucking cool. So, and yeah, that instrument, the onduline, I think it's called. You've heard it before in that tune, that famous 60s tune. Oh, what is that tune? The Runaway. Run, 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 run away. Do 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 boo do boo do boo dum be do 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 do. You know what I'm talking about? I think it's the same instrument. I don't know. Somebody call me out if I'm fucking tripping, but I think this is the same instrument. Now I want to sing that whole song. That is Runaway, right? Dude, I'm tripping. I don't know. This is a weird fucking album, but I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, lots of really cool finds. Always stoked to find this. And everyone, you know, some of you folks that tune into my channel on the regular might kind of be scratching your head at this one, like, but you've said before, like, well, you know, I said that this is the only album by them that I like. I'm not a huge fan of Jethro Tull, but if there's gonna be one album that some asshole only likes one album by Jethro Tull, it's gonna be this one. Always stoked to find a great copy of this. I've had this album 10 times or more. I listened to it once, I reminisce, I'm like, God, that's a great album. Let's sit and listen to the whole thing through, all one great long piece, and then I'll sell it because I got my kicks, and that's all I needed for the year. It was my one-time listen through of Thick as a Brick. And this one is the one that has the whole the whole newspaper. Pretty cool. Always happy to find this for a couple bucks and get a good spin out of it and enjoy it. It truly is a masterpiece. I will give it that much. I'm not a Jethro Tull fan, but I can respect the fuck out of what they do and what they gave the world, especially this, because this was their magnum opus, in my opinion. I feel 1972, right? Pretty sure 1972's Thick as a Brick by Jethro Tull. Motherfucking classic for $2. Another prog classic. Got me some pretty killer prog classics today, and I haven't had this one for a while. It's been a long time since I've had this album. I love everything from Emerson, Lake and Palmer, but I got me a really great copy of Pictures at the Exhibition. Excuse me, Pictures at an Exhibition. All Mussorgsky's collections. Emerson, Lake and Palmer. It's all in fantastic condition. I love this gatefold. It's really cool concept. Artistic. Hut of Baba Yaga. The Hut of Baba Yaga. I've mentioned this before. We did an entire show centered around this album. When I was in college, either the first or the second year that I played in the University of Oregon marching band. I was a snare drummer, and we did this entire album, the Hut of Baba Yaga and the Promenade song. I don't remember what all was included. It wasn't every song, because a show on a football field for halftime, the marching band, you only get 10 minutes, 12 minutes, excluding the time it takes you to get on and off the field. But your actual presentation, they can only allow you like 10 minutes. So our show was never very that long, but yeah, fun memories. Damn, it's like almost 25 years ago, so I have a hard time remembering what what any of it was. But that was my introduction to ELP. Was playing in the marching band. But yeah, really cool to find this. It's in great shape. So I'm gonna get my joy out of that. Man, they just keep coming. I got a handful of really good stuff here. Even more great hits coming. Another one that I've had 10 fucking times, and it's one of those that, like, you get rid of it, and then the next time you see one, you have to look at it. Of course, you put your hands on it. It's the most popular album of all time, the most purchased, the most looked at, the most handled, the most everything. And you always come across them, but it's really great to find one that's like in magnificent, in really great shape. Most of the time I'll pass over it. I'll go back to it and I'll look at it and I'll ogle it and then I'll move on. But sometimes I really have to double check to see if it's a fantastic copy. And I got a really fantastic copy this time. And I love to spin this album. It's so much fun. Whipped Cream and Other Delights by, Herb Alpert, Tijuana Brass. Again, probably the most famous album cover in history, for obvious reasons. But really fun music. Really great everything. Just really quirky, cool, fun. Again, kind of cocktail jazz, kind of Latin, all kinds of interesting flavors that he was throwing out as. If you've got young children, preteen children, and you're struggling with them and cleaning up after themselves and cleaning the house and giving you a hand and helping you out, like do the dishes, wash your ass, like don't be a shithead. It's tough. I know, I get it. You want another trick? It's a good trick. Saturday afternoon, got to clean the house. You need help from the shitheads. What do? You go to the fridge. You make sure in your refrigerator you have whipped cream. Secondly, go to the record collection. Make sure you have Whipped Cream and Other Delights. Give the kids 2 large shots of whipped cream directly to their hands. They go straight to their mouth. You run to the record player. You put this on and put it on 45 RPMs. So it's quicker, faster paced. It sounds fun to them. it's bizarre, it's fun, it's cool, and they just immediately are like stoked because they just had a big shot of sugar, and then they're just like, boom, all right, let's go, and they start cleaning like a bat out of hell. It's pretty fun to watch because, yeah, the music gets them wired, the sugar gets them wired. It's hilarious. It works like a charm. Yeah, everyone loves this album, right? Everybody. Always great to find a clean copy of that. Here's some more really fantastic jazz. I love finding stuff like this, just really smooth, cool, old jazz on these beautiful, stark, glossy covers, the Fantasy label. I fucking love Cal Tjader. Cal Tjader, just monster, awesome keyboardist. I mean, not pianist. Plays mallet keyboards, mallet instruments, primarily the vibraphone. He's known for the vibraphone, the marimba, the xylophone. But I think a lot of times he was just kind of yarn mallets on the marimba and vibraphone. Really cool, really fun. He's done a lot of Latin jazz. He's done a lot of, just a lot of stuff. I haven't really dug into this one yet. I haven't dropped it, because I just got it. So once I drop the needle on it and really give it a good preview, I'll let you guys know about it. But this was a really, really cool find. The Cal Tjader Quartet. Yes. Jazz at the Black Hawk. This was released, I want to say 1962. It's probably earlier though. Probably late 50s. I don't know. On red wax. Pretty cool. But yeah, this one's not in magnificent condition. There's quite a bit, I don't know if you can see, quite a bit of hairline scuffs on this one. I cleaned it already. It's already smoothed out, but some hairline scuffs and shit, like I said, the cartridge I have on there is my beater cartridge for right now. I'm trying to warm it up. I'm trying to get it warmed in and give it a few hundred playing hours to see what it does. I'm still really disappointed with it. You guys can scroll down and check out a video I did from a couple months ago when I bought a new turntable. It had been a long time since I'd had a brand new turntable. And I was frustrated with my old model. It was doing things that I wasn't very happy with. And so I got rid of my old model. I was like, I'm getting something brand new. So I got it's a beautiful table, but I'm really disappointed with the stock cartridge it came with. I mean, what can you expect? It was only a $300 turntable, so I didn't upgrade to the Ortofon Red or whatever. All these companies always offer the same upgrade. It's either the Ortofon Red for $400 or the Ortofon Blue for $600. And so I was like, I'm happy with my cartridge. But I wanted to give this stock one a try, and anyway, I'm off on a tangent now, but it's garbage. It won't warm up and won't play shit. But it's great because I've been getting a lot from the secondhand stores, and I've just been using this old cartridge to just, play the used stuff that'll probably shred the shit out of my stylus. But this one should be okay. After cleaning it and still looking at it and inspecting it, I gave it the fingernail test. If you just kind of gently, here's a little trick of the trade for any of you folks that might be kind of somewhat new to vinyl record collecting and spinning. If you have clean cut fingernails, that aren't too long or actually aren't too short, so they're not going to have, if you're a serious biter or if you have junk under your fingernails, don't do this. But if you just have clean, nice, rounded fingernail, you can kind of just very gently just push your fingernail up the grooves along those little hairline scratches that you see. And if your fingernail doesn't click and catch on that little hairline scratch, if you don't feel it, or if you even you can almost audibly kind of hear the click, but if you don't feel any sort of interference or a click on your fingernail, chances are your stylus isn't going to pick it up either. So a lot of times you can get away with some stuff that, you know, it's gonna have a few little, you know, some surface noise, and it's gonna have some scruffles and some scarbles and whatever else, but who gives a shit? That's why you have a secondary beater, you know, cartridge with a crumbed up stylus that you don't mind if it gets taxed, you know what I mean? So you can buy interesting things and spin through them and check it out. If, you know, not everything has to be pristine audiophile quality all the time. I mean, for some it does. Again, something that should be saved for, you know, another video some other time, where I go into the, you know, anal retentive nature of us vinyl record enthusiasts. So I'll do that sometime, and I'll get into some of the quirks. But yeah, this was a really fun find. So I'm excited to let this rip, see how it sounds. Okay, I'll wind it down here, folks. Another cool bunch of records that I'm completely unfamiliar with, because I have no experience in the realm of, well, to be quite honest, most blues and most, you know, rhythm and blues, funk, soul, that type of stuff. It, you know, it wasn't around when I was growing up. It wasn't something that was popularized on the radio and whatnot in culture, because I'm just kind of a little bit, you know, probably, you know, 5 to 10 years, a decade departed from that era, you know, when it was extremely popular. You know, I'm a kid of the 80s. So in the 80s, people were listening still to kind of mostly rock and roll, new wave, pop rock, stuff like that. So this wasn't on my radar. But yeah, this is obviously, I haven't spun it yet, so I'm really intrigued. But a dude named Ahmad Jamal, Ahmad Jamal, and what I can only guess is probably going to be some crazy roots reggae. Maybe not. Who knows? I'll have to give it a spin. But I'm super excited. Looks like an interesting cat. Obviously some stuff from Jamaica, you know, and fuck me, maybe I'm being racist, I don't know. Just because it's Jamaican doesn't mean it has to be reggae, but it's probably reggae. Either way, I'm excited to check it out. So yeah, it looked intriguing, so I can clean as a whistle. Yeah, it's on the 20th Century label. Pretty big label for that time. Looks like it was released in the early 70s, probably 74. Bingo, 1974. Ahmad Jamal. Looking forward to that spin. In the same, you know, as I was walking through those used boxes, I just found a chunk, and I was like, ooh, this looks interesting. This is something I've seen around, so I'm excited to get real familiarized with it. Some soul jazz. Not even sure who these guys are. They're not credited on the back of the album, but it's got some real wise words of inspiration from Mr. Bill Cosby back here. So Bill Cosby gives it a thumbs up. But yeah, Incitement, The Pair. It just says recorded very live. Yeah, interesting. I don't even know who the fuck these two guys are. It doesn't even say. Their names aren't on the record. So I'm sure it'll be great. Yeah, soul jazz from the Liberty label. Incitement, The Pair Extraordinaire. I guess that's just the moniker they go by. The Pair Extraordinaire. Interesting. Excited for that one. I love me some soul jazz. So, yeah, should be cool. That's the fun about the junk store. You know, going thrift shopping. It's like, you can afford to just, you know, you see a pile of crap, you're like, oh, I love all that crap. That's great. But then you come across some interesting crap that you've never seen before, and you're like, $2 for that crap? Fuck yeah. I'll throw away $2 on some shit I've never heard before because it's just $2. Yeah, so I'm really excited. Another one on that pile. what looks to be some really cool, like probably soul jazz. Guy dude, he looks like maybe he's just maybe doing some just spoken word. He's just oh no, there's the players are credited right here. But yeah, this is like a label I've never heard of before. Lizard Records. Some dude just named Nolan. Handsome devil. Can't wait to see what he's got to say. Looks like fun. Maybe just some soul. Maybe it's more jazzy. Who knows? Lizard. Never heard of this label. Pretty cool. Yeah. I'm sure that'll be fun, interesting. I just love coming across all this random shit never seen or heard. Very excited. Okay, everybody. Gonna button it up here. Here's the creme de la creme. Here's the gold right on top of the pile here. This gem. I couldn't believe I found this. It was one of those. It was a glass case item. One of those items they put, in the glass case because they're like, we don't know what this is, but we know it's worth something to you. So we're gonna put it in this glass case and we're gonna charge a little bit more than everyone else wants to spend. But you're smart. You know that it's worth way more than we think it's worth. So I wandered up and I'm like, excuse me, miss. May I see that little red book down there in that glass case, please? Oh boy, she pulls this out and I was just, my knees were shaking and I looked at the price tag. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was like, you want 20? That says $20, right? $20? Okay, reaching in my, here you go, there's $20. I get to take this home now, right? This is mine for $20? Okay. Oh my God. Oh my God. So beautiful. So fucking cool. A super awesome, in beautiful condition, coffee table art book by Roger Dean. The mastermind, beautiful artist responsible for so much in the 70s, so much artwork for album covers, for everything. Everybody knows who Roger Dean is. Budgie, Yes, OBC, all this shit. And it's all just like, they lay it out by year. Oh yeah, that one. Every year, they just highlight and talk about what album art he did that year. Gentle Giant, everything. They show all of his sketches, inspiration for everything. There's all the Yes stuff is in here. I couldn't believe myself. I'm still kind of just shitting my pants over this one. I've always wanted something like this. I mean, I know that it's common. It's not. Upon finding it, I was like, that is so amazing. I go home and I thumb through it and I was like, I'm gonna look this up and see like what this is worth. Like on eBay. And it's not worth that much. It's pretty common. You can buy these on eBay for $60, and this one's like, it's almost like brand new, hardly ever been touched. And this is the original print, 1975. They did this. It's called Dragon's Dream. That's what this one's called. I guess there's it's a 3-part. There's 2 others that are, one's black and like one's gold or something like that. But yeah, just going through all of Roger Dean's art that he contributed to the world of music, rock and roll specifically. And yeah, this is, first edition, 1975. This is, I couldn't believe it. I'm still beside myself. I'm so fucking excited to have this. So this was the greatest find I had today. This was the icing on my birthday cake. So it was a good one. I spoiled myself this year. I deserve it. I work hard. So I work hard for all my crap, for all my junk. So, thanks again for joining me this evening, everybody. Again, go down to Instagram and check me out there. Scroll down in the history of my videos and look for that contest video for Desert Island Picks. Do a video for me and put it on your channel. Help me get 500 subs. You know, even if you want to just drop by and say what's up and just tell me you're for, I'll still put your name in the hat and you'll still be entered to, you know, win some crap from me, your pal Mage, here at the Square of the Circle Music Channel. Thanks again for joining me. This has been another episode of Tales from the Thrift. Peace be with you.